get one, that you have one. This is our student HUD. Be sure to add here in Learn It Town. We add and detach. We do not wear anything, because if you wear, you could be naked or just missing. Sometimes just body parts are missing. So we wear, or we add, not wear. Oh, we put on the AI that is sometimes down in the bar. That's when you see bartender Katie. She's an AI bot. There's two bots here that we have in Learn It Town. They are, one is Katie. She talks and normally mans the bar and gives people drinks. And then you have Sam. And Sam just tells me who's here and gives things to me. And if somebody comes on and I'm at the beach, because I've moved to Spain and I love being on the beach, I'm on the Mediterranean, I can look at my phone and watch Sam. And if somebody logs in, Sam can talk to them. And he texts. So that's what you have with Sam, who just accepted my inventory, and Katie. So I'm trying them out. Katie is based on Alice technology. I know some of you are familiar with it. And she's a Pandora bot, an old Pandora bot. And you can ask her anything, and but she's typing. I would love to have one that spoke verbally. See, whatever you type, like you type done, Katie will say, "Do you mean you're finished talking?" She's really kind of a smart. She's very sarcastic. She's very good with teaching sarcasm.
Okay, Lowry, why don't you tell something about the school and what we do here?
Okay, I want to welcome you all to Learn It Town. Here we train people in English. We've worked with over 60,000 students from over between 170, 180 different countries since 2007. This has been developed. It started out with a grant from King's College in London with some guys who brought me into it, and they have gone off and are doing something completely different. I think that one of them is working on let's just say something different. So Learn It Town is basically, it teaches language through immersion. One individual that kind of thought of the idea was in Paris, and driving through in Paris, he was in a taxi, and he had a translation book. This is before Google would tell you what was going on. And he would flip through the translation whenever he needed anything, and he learned French very quickly. So they thought that this would be a really good way of doing learning by immersion. I came on, I'm a counselor. I worked a lot with experiential training with different people and behavior modification. So I started seeing what they were doing, and I thought, this would be really cool if we had an English city. And we started making it very interactive, very immersive with what people do. So here, it's where people can make mistakes. Students come here, they can make their mistakes. They don't have to go to the market and want corn and end up with something else. I went the other day to the Spanish market, and I wanted cucumbers and avocado and tomatoes and onion. And I knew the words in Spanish for avocado and tomato and onion, but I couldn't remember the word for cucumber, so I didn't get to get cucumbers that day. That kind of hurt a little bit. Whereas in Learn It Town, you can practice going to the market. You can practice learning what these ideas are. So it's very safe. You have a teacher here. We have events here. You're always practicing your language in places that, and you will see when we go downstairs, in a basic city that's very safe. At each of the locations, if you look, I'll run over here. This is above my head is an orange square. I made it. Normally it's invisible, but I made it orange so you can see. It gives you this week's lesson. The students work with an LMS, and then they have an interactive lesson of greeting that is locally for the welcome area, so they can learn a little bit about how to say hello. And then this week's lesson on, I can't remember what it's on today, this week. And they can get HUDs if they get lost. And this kind of is where the students come at the beginning of the week to find out what's going on. At each location, we have what is straight above my head. You will see this on the outside of buildings. It will say interactive lesson. Some of them will actually say intermediate, advanced, different places, things like that. But most, we try to keep where they can learn the vocabulary and some grammar from each of the locations. So if no one is
and
here,
this is a membership based organization, so you have to have the HUD and the label to be here. And also the other thing we were talking about in class, which was really nice to hear the students talk about, how they never have the opportunity to have a real conversation in the language they're learning. So if they go to Italy on vacation, they just speak survival English and tell the waiters and how to get to the bathroom in the hotel. But it's not very often you can actually sit down, have a focused discussion, and really learn to express yourself. And we sort of stress speaking at length, so it's not a one-sentence answer, not really a conversation class. It's more of a discussion-oriented class, and that's what they really appreciate, because they can't get that where they live.
we do have some like IELTS classes and TOEFL classes that focus on those, but it's additional. It's not part of our actual working immersive kind of training. It's just a need that we put in there. Now, what we want to do is to show you some of the places. This is the welcome area. This is where they come in. Doesn't have a lot up here. It's basically for new people. We don't want to stimulate them. We just want to show them some basic things up here so that they can kind of log in and enjoy their place. So if you've all added your HUD, everyone have a HUD? We're going to take you through some places. Now, normally we run mysteries, we run shopping, we do all sorts of things, but I just want to kind of show you around. Last time I took people on a mystery. This time we're just going to kind of see the sights of what's going on here. So,
and by the way, Lowry is very modest, and she's the master builder here, and she built this whole town. It's all her creation. So it's really, I just have to hand it to her. It's fantastic. And by the way, let's make friends. Let's make friends, because if you get lost up here and your HUD isn't working, then you can ask for a teleport. So my interface is off, but if other people could accept friendship, and that way you can teleport people who feel lost.
Oh.
Very good.
Okay.
Make a friend with somebody. We're all friends. I tend to sing a lot, so I do apologize now if that happens. All right, so we're going to look at some of the different locations and look at the interactivity, the 3D, the way that you can interact with these individuals. The first place we put down is the pharmacy. We have a couple of pharmacists who are students, and everybody who goes to another country, at least I did, needed to go to the pharmacy, and that is a language, kind of an emergency language that you need to know, and for them it was a language that they needed for their job. So if you click on your HUD under taxi and click to next, it's in alphabetical order, the different places are. You can click down to the pharmacy, and behind it will say teleport you. Say yes. Do you have your HUD on? You have on the student HUD, Nellie? It's click next, 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 next. There's many pages. I think it's the 4th page.
Oh. Ooh, you have a holodeck.
Yes, we do. So of all the places that you see here, we even have more. We have, so just go yes, yes, and teleport yourself. Has everybody found the pharmacy? Click yes and teleport to the pharmacy, and I will meet you there. Go inside. This is Tita Wan. She is a very good help. Tita, you want to help them get to the pharmacy? And I will. Okay, she's going to help you get to the pharmacy, and I will be there and send some teleports back. Yeah. And so you can see this is one of the pharmacies. We're in. All of these cars, by the way, work. Anybody can drive them. Our students drive them. You'll see cars all the way around and a few motorcycles. Some of them will stay and some of them disappear. It depends on where you get them from. Let's see. Sending some teleports here. Maggie's already here. Let's make sure. We'll go into the pharmacy. Oh, who's there?
Nellie and
I just sent Nellie a teleport.
There she is.
And who's
Is.
the other one? There's one more person. I don't think I have them on my warthog. Did anybody make a friend with Warthog? What is his name?
Warthog. I don't know.
Warthog. If you could teleport them, make a friend and bring them on. Okay. Here of pharmacy where they can work. This is something you can see that I'm in the middle of the build here. But I wanted to show you. It shows the medication label. Here we have drop off and pickups here. In the student group, you could get your amoxicillin. I will give you all just to make sure. When you click on it, if you are a member of the student, it's got a student giver thing on there, so I'm going to give you one. All right. Here is for all of you, so that I don't know if you've got any diseases, but we try to keep things disease-free here. If you hear music, please stop the music at the top. And if you add this to you. It will just show you taking the medicine one time, not a whole lot of times, and then you just take it off. But it's just kind of to show when we use words like take your medicine, they can wear it and it gives them and say, oh, look, you have taken your medicine. So they order.
Okay.
Yeah, just add it and it will do a quick pill hop.
And then we have them come up with problems and solve problems and describe their symptoms and talk to the pharmacist, wait on customers, a lot of role play.
This is very much role play. We usually give them note cards that they each have something, maybe a stomach ache. We have high blood pressure medication. We have cholesterol medication. We have painkillers. So each one has a set of symptoms or a prescription that they've come in, and they talk to the pharmacist. And our pharmacist, we have, like I said, we have 2 pharmacists right now that are learning English. They go up and they tell them that this is their prescription. And so on the consultation, they help the student with what they should do. Because if you look on our prescription bottles, the English is very confusing. Take 1 tablet orally, daily, or every 6 to 8 hours as needed for symptoms. What does that mean? And to an English learner, that is very confusing, all of these things. As in Spain, I'm in Spain, I went and got a prescription here. I was just as confused with the Spanish prescription as I'm sure those who are getting an English prescription. So these are just emergency English. Go ahead.
Yeah, you can send them to the web to research certain drugs, what they're used for, and the side effects and possible drug interactions if you want to make it sort of a web. Since we use a learning management system, we have lessons where they can they go get tasks and they have to answer certain questions academically.
Also, because America has one type of medical system, and the UK has a different kind of medical system, as well as Australia. We have different labels to kind of help the students out. So depending upon where they're going, with these different labels, they can choose. So we keep it almost bespoke. Most of the lessons are bespoke depending upon where they're going. So it's not just like you're learning a language. English is different. It's depending upon where you go. You may be going to Scotland. It may be a little bit different there than it is, say, if you go to Connecticut. So we want to keep things a little different. Now, I want to go across to the grocery store, which is across the street. I like this because we just did this yesterday. We talked to them about, and I told them to go across the street, down the street. These are directions that you just can't get from a book. The food market is across the street. So let's go across the street to the food market. You can click on things and add them. Some of them here. The fruit department is really good. You can come up here and I think on this aisle up at the very top there's 5 things of different cereals that you can click on. They give you things. Can you not come in?
You can get a shopping cart and a shopping bag.
Hang on, I think that this may be only.
So you have it set up. You have it set up
No,
where if you want
I got
to
it.
pay to get in. Okay, you got
No,
it.
you don't.
Okay.
Don't pay. Don't pay.
Well, it was
lifted those up.
Yeah. Well, it was a pay. And so, like, if you wanted to use this land, you'd have to give, like, 50 lindens or something.
Yeah, I had that. I had some people that were coming in and taking all the products when I was setting it up before I got everything on a no transfer kind of situation. So I said, all right, if you want to come in, you're going to have to pay for it. But it's all set. It's all fine now. So I just didn't realize I hadn't taken it off. So let's go over. You can look at the meats. The fruits are really good. You can click on here. It gives you menus. If you wanted corn, it will give you corn. You can eat it right now. You can click on the carrots. It'll give you a carrot. You can add these to your stuff. You can click on the cereal aisle. I think it's above. Here you can get pumpkins. Yeah, I don't know if there's Fruit Loops in there. Eggplant.
Tinker's looking at the booze.
I don't think I put any booze in. We have a bar for that.
He's going right for the juggler.
There's some things I keep off because of our people. You can get cakes and different things like that. There's with the meat. We have, if you notice, there's pumpkins on the top. Those pumpkins you can shoot with guns. I had Ghost in here, and I had Teen Boys. We had Skoda from Volkswagen. It was a high school, and they came in, and we did some lessons and stuff for them, and to keep them occupied, they could teach, but then they could learn about the different products. They had to have a barbecue, and I put ghosts in here, or zombies. I must have been zombies, and they had to shoot the pumpkins without getting killed by the zombies. Here you can see, if you click on Huggies, it gives you what does it give you with the Huggies? It gives you a baby crying, I think.
Oh, that's funny.
And so that you can basically get the idea. Baby cries, baby giggles, and of course, yeah, baby. Sounds. The Hereford, the Kingsford, that gives you a charcoal grill so that you kind of got an idea. Yeah, the cat food has cat purring. The all gives you a bubble wand. And all of these things you can add and interact with. Some are fun, some are not.
I'm trying to get the beer off the wall.
What could you teach in here? What kinds of things would make a good lesson in a grocery store or surrounding a grocery store as a process?
I don't know, the price of food in different countries, the price of food, and what maybe the kinds of, I don't know, there's all kinds of playing you can come up here. I mean, my gosh.
What about role plays? What could you do with the role play?
Spill on aisle 4.
I actually have a can of soup that you can knock over.
Yeah, exactly.
That will spill, soup cans that are stacked.
So what you can do is you can plan a party, and then people have to get together in groups and make lists of what they're going to serve, and then they have to go shopping, and then they have to have the party. So it's a real fun process.
We do a lot of the beach barbecue kind of thing, to where they have to plan going to, who they have to plan who they're going with, and it starts out with, first you've got to plan the party. Who do you want to invite? You have to write the invitations. Usually we have them send emails. And all of these things help with that nutrition. Yeah, there's so many good things.
Yep. So it's a little brainstorming so that they get to have a discussion about their party and plan it together. And then they actually get the feeling of going shopping. We give them a shopping cart, and then they come home with the shopping bag.
This is really cool.
Full.
If you come with your stuff, it can set here, and so you check out, and let's see if I can make this work. And it gives you a shopping bag. See the shopping bag? If you take the shopping bag, it will give you the shopping bag, and it will disappear, which was kind of fun to do.
Oh, yeah.
So take the shopping bag. It's like you go in, take it, see the shopping bag is now gone, and you have it in your inventory. And if you add it, it will, let me put some shopping bags out here for y'all to take. Each one of you grab a shopping bag as you get. And you can see, you can add it, and it looks like you're carrying your shopping bag home. So it's immersive, it's 3D, so you go through all the way through. There's shopping carts that you can wear, or there are shopping baskets. You have to decide how much you want.
Now, it would be really fun to go down to the casa and show them the dining room and how that works, and show them the kitchen and the little functionalities that you do. I love that kitchen.
Okay, so let's look at, well, let's just walk kind of our way down.
Okay.
The next row is kind of neat. It's got the pet shop, the across the street. Let's just kind of come out here, and you can see a few of these on our way to the cost shop, the dry cleaning, real estate, and the florist shop over here. And if you go in, you can, this talks about adopting an animal. You can adopt an animal. It will give you an animal, and you can wear it. You can also see there's the interactive lessons on some of these. If you adopt the snake, it gives you a folder, and inside, careful if you go in there, it's very noisy. It's very noisy inside the dog place, just so you're aware. The animals, and be careful if you get a snake.
I learned the hard way.
Yeah. You can touch the signs, and they will give you, they'll let you adopt a kitten or a puppy or a dragon or a bunny. And if you touch the snake cage, you can get a snake. That's what you want. I'm just warning you. It's not the nicest snake in the world. If you hear music, please, you can turn it off. It's probably the cinema. We have music that goes on all the time. We have shows that are going on. They can't hear us in there. It's a sound parcel because, like I said, those animals are very noisy. Ah, Fiona. She already has a bird. That's cool. I like. Oh, it's so noisy in here. So click on the sign that says you need a good home.
Nice. You got a snake.
Who got the snake? I warned you about the snake.
I got one.
Anna has the snake, but she seems to be in control of it.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks like it's kind of got itself wrapped around her neck. It's right next to the dragon. You got the... Oh, see? What I want to know is how come it rattles. It's a cobra. I was not thinking when I put that together.
Cobras don't rattle.
I know. This one does, though.
This one does. It's
the marvels of virtual world.
Yeah, exactly.
I just noticed that it rattled. I was like, oh, no. But the dry cleaners is kind of fun. It's got a lot of functionality, 3Ds. You can click on back there, the dryer. It's got menus, and it will let you touch it, and or it should. Let's make sure, if y'all make sure that y'all can get in here. That's one of the things. Yes, anyone can get in. So you can come in, if you were doing the dry cleaners, this is always very important. And I have, instead of trying to teach all the words, I made them in signs. So it's got free pickup and delivery, custom tailoring, same day cleaning. These are all words. And so we just want to make them familiar with this. The verbs, ironing, you can be ironing. It'll give you an iron. You can see I'm ironing. So if you want to iron, go ahead.
Do this now.
We're going to.
Can it be ironed in my closet? That's what I really want to know.
I just wanted it to iron on its own.
Yeah. Robot. Where's the robot?
So you can
Hello,
sit
Amy.
here. You can sit on this area and you can see. I'll make it for a couple, so if somebody wants to join in, you can do your basic laundry. I can wash the laundry. I can wash my hands, which I'm still doing. Put it in the basket. Oh, this is my favorite. I can do the dryer. And no, this is it. You could sit on it.
That's right.
Because everybody likes to watch the bouncy, right? Everybody likes that. Yeah. Don't tell me.
That's funny.
You can remove the laundry when it's ready. And you can put it in the washer. So you have to decide. And so that basically kind of helps you learn the verbs of what's going on. And in the menu has the verbs. So you can see what it is. Any of y'all can try that if you want to.
Okay, yeah, so that's a good question. So so you touch it, you sit on it.
Right
So,
here, and it gives
Okay,
you the
sitting
menu.
on it. Okay, see the menu. Now, where do you get the languages?
On the menu.
On the menu? On
This
the
is just
menu.
English. Yeah, this is just English. If I
This
was
is
going
just
to do
English,
this in a different language, then I would change the menu out.
Yeah.
But this
So
is an
for
English
beginners, yeah, for beginners, it's great. They learn 1 and 2 words. You know, it's not too complicated. Go, oh, that's what that's called. You know, oh, ironing. Okay.
You know, I went to Tijuana and I saw it said washeria. So, big sign.
Now here is the real estate, because a lot of people, no matter where you go, a lot of people who are coming, they need a real estate agent, whether to rent a place or to buy a place. So we have this. Now, just to make it interesting, this is also one of the places of the mysteries. So you can see if you click on the floor, if I sat there, I actually died.
Oh, there's been a
Oh, you don't
murder.
I try to make things a little more interesting than just oh my goodness, there's been a lot of deaths here. Maybe I
Don't
need
go
to
in there.
recover.
It's dangerous. Enter
I
at
just
your own
passed
peril.
out. The prices here for houses are just really, they're just really very bad. So we've got a lot of different things. If you sit on the chairs, you can find out you can die in the chair. I also use the bot that you see. He is very instrumental in this mystery. This mystery is kind of fun. It involves all sorts of treachery all the way around, and library books. We do have, that we're not going to go by and see today, we have one of the world's largest online libraries. It's connected to many online libraries. So
It's
that the
beautiful.
students can get whatever they need. Of course, that's flowers. What's going on there? You can see down this area we have a cinema. We actually play movies that we can get on YouTube. There's the bank we can go to. There's the post office. We have pizza parlors, ice cream parlors, the house. There's a lot of functionality in everything that we do here. Do some inner child. To do some inner child work, you can ride on the merry-go-round. Right click and sit on the merry-go-round. You can ride on the seesaw if you want to, or swing, or have a picnic in the park if you don't want to have a picnic at the beach. And you see these little guys around here, this little guy right here. These tell me where students are, because sometimes I have students who disappear. So we know where they are by
We'll
the little
find them in the
eyes.
park.
Yeah. So this is kind of fun. This gives you a lot of vocabulary that you don't know. I think several people can sit here and make you get a little nauseous.
It's a nice
Oh, I was
place
gonna-
for afternoon conversations.
And if you're a tiny, you can like this too, because you can Savage. You can get on there. Just pick your small animations. It gives you large for big people and for small people, or avatars. So you can hop up.
We often
I'll
tell
push.
stories of our childhood in class, so we have a lot of
Yeah.
fun doing storytelling. This is a great place for that.
But pushing is a lot of fun. The different sits, the spins, talking to them about that. So if you want to try that, it's always fun. You can push, sit. Very good for beginners. So these are very interesting. You're on the seesaw. Now, if I ask you how to describe what you're doing, Maggie, what would you say?
Yeah. We could go, did you used to do this when you were a child? Tell us about your favorite childhood activity. Oh, yeah, I used
You
to
can-
climb trees. That's
you can-
great.
You can climb in this tree too. The big tree. So the house comes with many places and things like this to do as well. We have several houses. There's more on the beach. Oh, let's go to the zoo. Have y'all been to the zoo?
Oh, the zoo would be fun.
Let's go to the zoo. So look at your menu. I mean, look, take a taxi. The taxi is not, the zoo is not down on Learned Town. It is up above because it's very big, like the animals. So put your mouse on the taxi and go to on your HUD and go to the very last. It says zoo. And click on zoo. Is everybody
That box is for Savage. Sorry, Savage.
Hello.
Hello. I'm getting everybody up.
Okay.
They seem to be here.
Good.
I am slow at teleporting, I tell you. Okay, offer teleport. I got him. I sent one to Peonia.
Yeah, she's here.
All right. And Warthog is the only one.
Who's Warthog? He's
All
off
right.
on his own.
Now you can look around here, and you can also jump down if you want to go see the animals down lower. This way. Playing with the snakes. I wouldn't recommend it, but that's all right, Carol. Mangrove snakes. They're very, very poisonous. You can walk through here and see the bats and the wolves in their little canyon. On this side, we have apes and bears and craziness. So come down, walk this way. You can see the center. And you can jump over the edge. So everybody know how to jump across the edge? Whee! Come on down and look at these animals. And this is a great way to teach vocabulary. They're kind of nervous, and you're a safe way. Because how close? Sounds. Got different birds here. All along. And you have the zebras. And I keep adding things. I've taken some out that were very heavy preemie kind of things. Here you've got hippopotamuses. What is the plural of hippopotamus?
It's one
And a
hippopotamus
blue
and then
heron.
another.
So you have different animals. The students love this area. They love being down here and having. So what kind of classes could you have down here?
Oh, name the animals.
Come on the other side, and you can see the other guy.
Name the animals and figure out where they're from, too.
And figure out where they're from, yeah.
Well,
and then
figure
talk
out
about
what they eat.
Then talk about the
Yeah.
2-hump camel versus the 1-hump camel.
Yeah, good one.
Here I have. We apparently lost the floor here. Why is this high?
And you can also talk about, treatment of animals in captivity. We treat our animals very well in captivity. We tried to put them back in the jungle, and they said they wanted to come back.
Well, they get along so well. Wouldn't that be nice? We have the deer with the
It's their
tigers
family.
and the lions and the gazelles.
They grew up together.
There's a fox somewhere and a lion that you gotta see, and then there up on the top there's some bird of prey. I'm not sure where the lion is. Where is the lion? I see the ones up there. And you've got the rhinoceros.
Of course there is.
Oh, there's an elephant. There, he came in through this way. Here we go. Get back out there.
So we
They
have
sometimes
a kidnapping.
have a
We have
tendency
a
to go
kidnapping
through.
crime. Did you hear me?
Yeah, you have a kidnapping crime.
Yeah. And they have to find where the child is. And the child is in the zoo, hidden somewhere.
Oh. Hopefully not inside one of the lions.
No.
That would be very bad.
The gorillas are protecting them.
It could be in with the penguins.
Yeah. This would be
So-
good for story writing too. If you're writing a story and doing storytelling, where they have to tell their stories after they write it.
Does it make you feel like you're in a zoo?
I like it. I mean, I think it's beautiful.
It's a little cagey. I don't know what to do with the outside. I need to find some kind of something to put on the walls that would be a little bit more.
Like
Yeah, pick some plants. I mean, pick a nice ivy bush or something, or make it or make it look like a savanna graphic on the outside of it. Be pretty nice,
Yeah.
you know.
that's a good idea.
Just a like a horizon with a savanna. You drop in here and it's a horizon with a savanna background, but still it's very nice. I mean, my gosh. This is all mesh. Did you mesh all this stuff using Blender? Or how'd you build all
Some of
this?
it's mesh, some of it's in Blender, and some of it's
Prim, whatever.
yeah,
3ds,
it's kind of heavy.
3ds Max.
Oh,
So it's
Stranger
not-
got a big HUD. Let's see.
Oh,
No, not the big HUD.
I know. I don't know how they got the big. If you got a big, huge HUD, I gave you the wrong HUD. Let me see. Let me take it off. Who else got a big, huge HUD?
I can hear you, but I can't find you. So
Oh, Nellie, is that you?
waiting. Yeah, it's waiting for rescue.
Okay, could somebody teleport Nellie?
No, I'm here, but I'm lost. But I'm
Just a minute.
But
Wait a moment.
circles can't see you guys.
Sorry, we're not found the place now.
Where I am. Rhinoceros. I see. Is it camels? Yeah, it looks like the camels.
Are you by the camels? We're on the other side.
Okay.
There's a hole you can go through. I think gazelle keeps going down into the ground. But they'll drink from their watering hole. So this is another just basic environment. We do have the sea, and we have the cold environment that has the penguins and different things like that over there, which is quite
And
fun.
we have an underwater world.
Yes, we have an aquarium, but we actually have the sea that's off the beach and stuff, to where we have Atlantis and different things under there. Bye, Savage. I gave her a hug.
Bye-bye.
Okay, let's see. I have another list of places that we want. Oh, we wanted to go to the casa.
Yeah, let's go to the casa and then we can finish up there because we've only got 10 more minutes.
Okay, let's head to the casa.
I
So
want
get
you to
your
show them
HUD.
the kitchen stuff, and then the dining room stuff.
Okay. Does it say casa on the thing?
I
On the
don't
HUD?
know. I think you changed.
I think it says
hacienda.
house.
Okay.
says house. Okay.
It says house.
Okay.
Yes.
So
The
here-
casa.
Oh, they locked us out. Oh, here we go. Okay.
So she's going to demonstrate some
All right.
functionality in the kitchen.
Okay.
Okay, we can just go into the house here. Just click on a door. There's sometimes dogs here and cats. Some of the students like to have, so you see their dog and their cat around. Let's see.
Come and cook something for us.
I make good
Sure.
pizza. Oh, come and make. Yeah.
Now you have to have all your utensils and everything.
You got to have all your utensils. Yes.
It will give you the utensils that you need.
Tenedor, cuchillo, plato.
So here you just right click
Vaso.
again and sit here. I will stand up and then you choose. It'll give you a menu and it will give you, with each thing that you choose to do, it will give you the utensils.
Well, this is really clever. I mean, I have to say, it's really nice. You know, it's so much. There's so many activities on here. It's really great. You know, and I.
That is the whole point. You can sweep.
What did you say? I know.
But the
Yeah,
but the
that's-
magic
that's
is that it's.
Lowry.
Yeah, but the magic is it's tied into actually teaching you something. I mean, it really bridges. That's kind of the magic. I mean, part of it is the house and all the graphics, but I mean, the fact that you tied in the lesson aspect of it, and that aspect is so good. I mean, so many things can be done here. Everything from, I mean, just all, you know, role playing to vocabulary to practicing to interacting with another person, 2 languages going on at the same time, and just on and on. I mean, I was trying to learn French back not that long ago, and I got this kit, and this kit inside of it had these cutouts. And it would give you the word in French, and it would give you the word, and you start pasting them on things. You put them on, so you'd be, you know, every day you'd go through, and if you hit all the words every day by the end of some particular time, but the only problem is that you knew a bunch of words, but you couldn't interact with any of it, and
Right.
nobody, you know, a chair isn't going to talk back to you, so you really didn't know how to use it in context. In this situation, there's a high level of context in it, and I think that's the fun part about it. It's interactive, you know, and that's hard to think about. That's hard to do.
Yeah. Yeah, because just in this kitchen alone, you can mop, you can do the dishes, you can cook soup, you can cut carrots, you can cut vegetables, and you do all of these things. Literally, that's functionality.
Right.
Or you can go to the dining room, just the breakfast room, and eat, have tea, have breakfast, have a snack, have some coffee.
And let's show the dining room and
newspaper.
how many times you can change it. So let's go
Oh.
in the dining
Oh, yeah.
room.
Let's go to
That's
the
a good
dining
idea.
room. You can take either one of these doors. You can set it for the amount of people. Oh my, it looks like we're having a flood. You can surf out the side there. I didn't realize that. I have been working. I can set it for dinner. Let's see. If you can see here, we have dinner. I can set it for lunch. You can have 6 chickens, so everybody can have chicken for lunch. If I wanted to, I could do it for breakfast. We could have bacon and eggs.
I'm so hungry. Oh my god.
There's your bacon and egg. Then change it.
I know.
Okay.
Oh my
for
god, I'm so
dinner,
hungry.
Dinner, we have lasagna, shrimp, and ham, steaks. And that's it right now. Lasagna, shrimp, ham.
What about drinks?
Can I throw in an idea?
Yeah.
I don't like to give ideas out, but I'll give you this idea. This idea is really nice. Because you're doing kind of like this international thing, it'd be fun to have the national dish of many countries to be displayed in the menu. For instance, like Brazil, their national dish would be, as you know, feijoada. In Spain, it would be paella.
You actually have an international restaurant here. It was right next to the pharmacy that the students create, and it's actually got a full menu that they've put together. They come up with starters. They have starters. They have the main entree, dessert, and drinks. And from their different area of what they enjoy. The other thing we have is we give recipes. They trade recipes. So not only do you get this, and we have a blog that has a lot of these things on there. When we do the classes and stuff, I like to blog, especially recipes and stuff like that. And you can get not just a recipe from. It's a recipe that they make.
Right.
So you know that it's really good. The desserts just make me crazy. And they take photos. So we get a lot of really good things with that. So the blog, let me give you the link for the blog, if I can find it here.
Okay.
Real quick.
And by the way, I like the sandbox aspect of this, where you can allow people to place a few things if they want to. And I don't think they'll go nuts and wreck the spot or anything like that by over priming it. But I like the aspect that you're allowed to drop in a glass of wine. Dame un vaso de agua. Dame botella de vino. Algo así, and then you could be able to play that out, which is really kind of nice. And I hope you don't get a bunch of idiots to hurt that. So.
I actually have the menu is the second thing on the blog. I knew I was putting it on there.
Good.
If you look at the make a menu, you can on the blog you can see the menu that we did the other day. We did it last week. I had 4 students or 5 students, I can't remember. So they each came up with a starter, a soup, the entrees, and they didn't come up with anything really special. You can see I added the chicken fried steak from Texas.
Right.
And but this is stuff that they like to eat is one of the things that we came up with. But Waterford has a menu that comes up with all sorts of
mojito.
Mojito. We had those last night.
Oh yeah, those are really good.
Why don't we take them into the library and leave them there, because we're really finished.
So let's just walk across the street to the library,
and
you can see we do have every week we do either a like if you're elementary, we're still just doing chapters of books, and the more advanced we do books of the month. Sometimes we do a book of 3 months. We're doing Jules Verne, Journey to the Center of the Earth. That's taking us a few months to get through.
Okay.
You can also see we have an old card. The book that we're doing with the intermediate students is outside, but also have it on the inside, and this is where we go. These are some of the latest books that we've read. You can click on them and it'll take you to the link. The Things They Left Behind. Sometimes we go Stephen King, Henry Sugar by Roald Dahl. And so we have, and if you click on any of these walls, these are magazines and newspapers, links.
And they take you to the website, the current issue of that magazine.
So they sometimes say we have them scan and for homework and stuff, they have to go click and find something that they're going to read for class or at least tell us about. There's stories. If you click the books, they'll actually give you links everywhere.
So how many books are in here?
Oh,
How many
gosh, I
book
have no
links?
idea because there's just so many. There was at one time over 100,000, but we still keep adding new things. Are people able to get in here?
There you go.
All right.
Yeah, so
And
if you
so-
go upstairs and you click on the books, you'll get
There's even more.
categories. Yeah, you'll get categories, and then you'll get specific books, and then it'll give you a link to where you can get that book. So
Some
you,
places
Man, my
have it.
library card is expired. I got to get it renewed.
you don't
Here
need
we
one
have
here.
some simple reading, practice reading. So they can go many places. We have some easier books to Anna Karenina, to Sherlock Holmes, to different things. And I'm always pulling in new books every day. And we have some, the stories that we're reading now, I've put audio with. So we
yeah.
have our found audio. I didn't do the audio. Somebody else did the audio and I found it. I found free audio that I can use. I'm using it. Everybody who has a free resource out there, I try to bring it in. All the public resources we try to use and kind of give the student something to have. There are other places around in Second Life that we work with too as well. What I would like to do is kind of get with some other places, and one of the things we're doing right now is we're working on on our website. We're putting in the dashboard, and the dashboard allows our students to create an avatar and log into Second Life, but they can only be in Learn It Town or places that we allow them to be.
Right.
There are some good places in Second Life that I'm going to put in there that they can go to. But it's just going to keep you here because we do have some younger, sometimes we get 16 to 18-year-old students. And if we want to go with younger students, because we are a G-rated SIM, we need to have those students here. We don't need them going to any adult location, or not logging on, and sometimes your sim isn't ready, so it sends you to one of the places, and sometimes it's like naked adults with prims on. You just couldn't log in. Instead of, you could only log in, it would put you to one of the sims that you're attached to. And that is a big benefit. I've worked with businesses. That was one of the problems we had with Volkswagen. Skoda didn't like the fact that their students could possibly go somewhere else, even though we made sure that they stayed here, and they didn't. They wanted assurities, which we couldn't give at that time. And finally, I've worked with Linden Labs and have the assurities now. So those, they won't go anywhere else. They can create another avatar and they can go wherever they want if they create it from the Second Life site. But if they create it from our site, they can only go to these places.
But we
And
run a
that
very
makes-
successful training program with high school boys building
Yeah.
cars. So we have a mechanics studio where they go and they were building engines and choosing their cars, choosing their team, their work teams.
Yeah, we had them build their own car. It was a tech institute, it was in the Czech Republic, and they were in training to become technicians. So what we had them do was first they had to build their own engine, and they had to do it in English. And then they had to design and build their own cars with teams, and then they had to race those cars to see who won at the finale.
Simulation activity.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think we're finished here. Does anybody have any questions?
Hello, Amy. Hello, Amy.
Working.
Do you have any questions? Hello, Amy.
Working.
Do you have any questions?
Ah, you're welcome. Let me give you the website. I gave you the blog, which is where the website is. You can see we have an all-access pass that the students can come in, and then they can sign up monthly. And if they want to take certain classes, they can. So thank you all for coming. I'm so glad you're here.